Williamson's legal saga took a sharp turn yesterday with a sworn court affidavit accusing his stepfather of accepting a $400,000 payment from a marketing agent in October of 2018 prior to Zion's only season at Duke. Williamson's team is refuting this, saying the agreement with the agent is fraudulent and they had no dealings with these individuals. Gina Ford, Zion's old agent, who he is embroiled in an ongoing legal battle with, say this affidavit proves Zion wasn't eligible for play for the Blue Devils during his freshman year. All right, Jay Williams here with us for this discussion. Max, look, this is a lot of he said, she said at this point, but how does this accusation make Zion look?
I think people are finally getting used to this kind of information and accepting it as the way business is conducted, because make no mistake, college sports at the level that Zion Williamson was participating is a business, an enormous business, a huge industry. And let me explain what happens to any industry that exploits one segment of that industry, literally doesn't compensate them. Eventually, part of that revenue, part of the money earned will find its way to that sector, in what is called a black market, an underground market. That's what happens. This is the history of the world. It's never been any different anywhere, and it's certainly been the case in college basketball. I think people understand if almost $500,000 is coming someone's way in cash under the table, as part of a system that would otherwise just be exploiting the labor of that person, and that person can enrich their family by $500,000. You could say, well, it's against the rules, he's cheating. But when so many are doing it, so I don't want to sit here and say every program, but I don't know, I've talked to a lot of college coaches through the years and players who played in college, and at one point, I don't know it anymore, but at one point I knew the going rate for a five-star recruit. So this is nothing new. I think with the proliferation of media, fans are truly understanding the kind of scope of it, and I don't see any giant reaction to Zion, if it's true, participating in the industry like anyone on his level.
You gonna tell us what the going rate was?
Listen, we should.
$180 at one point.
Okay. All right.
That's reasonably low, man.
But listen.
Go ahead, Perk.
Right. Listen, no one should be looking at Zion or his stepfather. We should be looking at the adults that's around him that's supposed to be protecting Zion. For example, Zion was box office when he stepped foot into the Duke organization, right? He was the most popular basketball player in America, and that includes the NBA. So when I'm looking at Zion Williamson, I'm looking at the Duke organization, I'm like, where's the guidance? Where's the mentorship? Where's the protection? Because any African-American that I know that grew up from nothing and $400,000 was presented to them and their family, 9 out of 10 times they'll take it. But here's my concern. The same way that Zion was selling out seats and, he was box office for Duke, what was Coach K in the organization in return for us protecting this man and giving him guidance? When you look at it, the ticket sales were up, Jay Will. Their ticket sales went up. They had a game where it was celebrities galore. Obama, Jay-Z, Spike Lee. You ever heard of a guy named Lefty Sorrell that was the coach of Maryland with Len Bias, and he was fired because they said that he wasn't basically, checking the team or checking on the team. Like, okay, why does it apply at a lesser standard for Coach K in the Duke organization? You knew this kid was going to have these vultures attacking him and these people presenting him money on a daily basis. Put some resources behind him. Put somebody off the coaching staff around him to protect him, Jay Will. I mean, I understand. Listen, I love you, brother. I know you're a Dookie. I'm just saying.
Perk, let me ask you a question. Do you think I'm a reasonable person? Do you think, for the most part, from the time that we've known each other, that I try to look straight and narrow down the line about situations? Is that fair? Is that accurate to you?
Yeah. You've been that way. Okay,
yep. I've also been on TV, national TV, multiple times, and have vehemently disagreed with how Coach K and Duke have. I thought they mishandled the Grayson Allen situation back in the day, which caused a really weird rift between my school and myself. So I think that it is safe to say, I think I try to tell it how it is. But I don't think I'm going to let you go up here on national TV and defame the character of Coach K and Duke for protecting
I'm
not
not.
only
No, no,
Zion.
no,
It's
no,
not just
no,
Zion.
no, no, no.
Okay. Oh, I'm
no.
saying, nope.
No,
let me
Jay,
let
no,
me let me
Jay.
finish for a second.
Oh, go ahead.
Let me finish for a second, Perkins. What you were alluding to right there is, where was Duke in the protection of this kid? You and I both know how this game works. And this is an allegation, first off, / accusation.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a fact. Okay. I can even go deeper about Dirk, who is the guy who owns the management company, is in another lawsuit with Luka Doncic's mother and him about forgery on a supposed contract that he had with them before he signed with Bill Duffy. I won't go on that tangent, but that's another piece of evidence that is factual that people need to know instead of speaking on allegation. But back to my original point, Perk, you and I know that these relationships are formed way before people ever get to college. So when I hear you talk about where was Duke in protecting Zion, we're not talking about just Zion. We're talking about Zion's stepfather, his stepfather. And a lot of times in these relationships, the parents are the ones, without always having the kid being knowledgeable of the situation, who are making supposed deals with other people before they
negotiating
even get to that point.
with the
Zion
team.
was
Let's
talking
be
about this
honest.
when he was in high school. Exactly. Negotiating in high school to a degree. This kid was everywhere in high school. So I don't want this conversation to lead into where was Duke and protecting the kid. It's not just about that. It's about all the factors that led up to this point that allowed the situation to occur in the first place, Perk.